Hi guys, I won't be before you long today. My name is Shakira from Shakira's Creative Corner, and today I want to talk briefly about trauma. There are many forms of trauma, and I've talked about trauma before on some of my mental health videos that I have. My channel is quite new, but I do have a few videos about mental health because I am someone who does have a mental health disability or commonly known as a mental illness. But let's just get back to trauma. Trauma is something that cannot be erased. That's number one. A lot of people have been told a lot of pseudos or false information and or myths about trauma. You can't erase trauma. You can heal from trauma. Healing from trauma it takes a while. For everybody is different. Some people go through intense treatment and therapy and they can heal a lot sooner. And when I say sooner, I mean over time. They can heal instead of it lasting a lifetime. But you can't erase it. Even if a person is able to function better than they were before they enter some kind of intense therapy or treatment, the effects of it never go away. The intensity of whatever they was experiencing may have lessened, but a lot of the trauma that we experience, it sticks with us. Some people are more hypervigilant, sensitive to loud noises. They have nightmares, insomnia. Trauma can be so bad that it can actually cause you to have not just the PTSD, but other mental illnesses as well. You may have multiple diagnoses that stem from the trauma that you have experienced. It affects mood. It affects anxiety. It affects fear. It affects a lot of people sometimes the ability for them to be able to simply go outside their home. And also, if they are able to go outside their home, they may have some fear. They may have some insecurities. They may even condition their life to deal with their fears and whatever trauma they have experienced. Victims of sexual assault traumas, men or a woman, but specifically women, because I'm a woman. I don't want to talk about how it affects men because I'm not a man, I'm a woman. But I have experienced some of that type of trauma, and some women will build a certain type of lifestyle. They may not go out at night. They may lock doors, or they're always looking around, or they're very alert about what's going on around them. Some women will even change their appearance. They may not dress as provocative as other women because they don't want the type of attention that may lead to them to have a problem because they've had a problem in the past. Some women will even put on weight as a deterrent to men. That's some of the issues that people face. That's some of the issues that people deal with, and they are real. Sorry, guys, something on my screen. But the list can go on. Also, some things that people experience is fear of others. If it was abuse, and we're not talking about soldiers in a war zone on this video. Yes, soldiers who've been in combat or some kind of intense warfare, they have all sorts of kind of traumas. I'm talking about the more abuse, childhood abuse, adult abuse, relationship, domestic violence, those type issues. Some people would say they are a survivor of abuse, they are a survivor of trauma, but they never really learned how to heal. And healing is something that it's not just that it's a choice. It has to become a lifestyle. It has to be something that you work on every day, and it's hard and it's different for everybody. Have I arrived as I do this video? No, but I do strive to educate people because some people have never heard that. We hear so many, oh, just get over it. You need to let it go. And yes, letting go is a part of the process. But like I posted in my video last week, letting go is not a one and done. Forgiveness is not a one and done. You have people who experience trauma from their family, and sometimes they still deal with these people. They still deal with these people. They still have these people in their life, and they may not be as abusive as they was when they were children primarily, but everybody's um norm or how they have began to cope with what their past was is different. You have people who get abused in the workforce, all different kind of stuff. We already know sexual harassment is one type of abuse in the workforce, but there's also power and control. Somebody using their power to make you do things on a job or just ride you real hard. I mean, it can be anything. When I say Roger, they're always on you, always dumping on you, all trying to control you. I mean, so many things can go on when it comes to trauma. And some people will say, "Oh, you're just not strong enough for the workforce. You just don't have a personality type." I don't believe in that. Anytime somebody is manipulating you and using their power and authority to have control over you in an abusive manner, talking to you harsh, whatever you're doing to this person or what has been done to you, that is not that is not normal. We have normalized as people ability to violently talk to people just harsh and like they're not even a person. And a lot of times we look at those people, oh, you just need to have tough skin. No, 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 no. That person needs to deal with their issues. But if you're talking to somebody like that, if you got that kind of demeanor about you, I'm not trying to comfort nobody in this video, but you may have some stuff that you need to deal with and that you need to change. And the people around you have become the brunt of the fact that you got some issues and you're affecting these people in a way that may last a lifelong time in their life when they get out of your control and have to go on with their life. This could be women. It doesn't have to be just a man. Women can be very abusive and controlling as well. I think that healing from trauma is one of those things you do have to get away. You do have to take yourself out of those situations when you can. I was someone, it took me years to get out of a lot of situations. One thing about abuse, some people, because they're so used to the type of characteristics that their abuser had, they attract those people into their life. They may not even be realizing that they're doing it because these people who have abused them, whoever they may be, that has become their norm. They are used to associating and dealing with those type of people. And so it is hard for them to identify that this person is a perpetuator of the abuse that you've already experienced. They don't know how to disengage from attracting those type of people. And so they build kind of a community around them that perpetuates the same abuse that they do desire to get out of because they don't recognize that they need healing. They need therapy. There are so many people that don't want to do therapy. There are so many people that say, I don't need that. Therapy is not something where somebody's going to psychoanalyze you. All they're there to do is talk to you, listen to you, and try to give you skills to help you cope with your life. That's all they want to do. They want to talk to you, help you with your issues, and they want to help you go on with your life. Yes, in any field, as far as professions go, you have people that are good at what they do, and you have people that are not good at what they do. That's with anything. But that doesn't mean that there are not therapists out there that can help you overcome and heal. You don't have to be in therapy for a lifetime. Don't look at other people who tell you they're in therapy and their outcome is just totally different. You personally feel that they're not changing. You don't know the fact that they may have a good therapist. They're just not doing the work. There are a lot of people that will sit in front of somebody, talk to them weeks, months, even years, but they really don't want to change. They just want somebody to talk to. The goal of entering therapy is for it not to be a lifelong thing. If you need it occasionally over time, that's fine. Jump back in just to cope with some new things in your life, some new challenges. But your goal is to use therapy to cope better, to heal. Different types of healing. Everybody needs something different. Some people have never heard the words, I love you. Some people have never had the kind of support that they've needed. Some people have never had a mother to love them the way that they needed. Some people have never had a father to love them the way that they needed a father. People have all kind of grief and hurt. Even when you lose someone, the way that that person leave this world could be traumatizing for you, especially if you were totally dependent on them or just that close connection that you had with that person and potentially how they supported you. Losing a person like that can be devastating, and it can be a bit traumatizing, especially if it was unexpected and just you didn't know that was coming. Sometimes, not all the times. It's a little. The grief is still there, but you can sometimes accept it a little better when you're watching a person go through the stages and you know what the end is most likely going to be. But those people they were here and then they're gone. That is a hard pill to swallow. That hurts a lot of people. The various traumas that I wanted to talk about were those. The video may have seemed a little bit kind of everywhere, but I didn't want to miss anything. For those out there who are struggling to put the pieces of their life back together, the goal in life is to try to heal. How do you do that? You have to say, I need help. I think some of the hardest part about healing is saying that you need help. Saying that I need help. Another thing that I didn't talk about was the fact that trauma can cause addictions to happen. People can use addiction as a way to cope with their trauma. I don't know where you are on this journey of trying to heal from trauma, but I do know if you need help, you need to get it. You have to get it. You can't do it alone. Right here today, as I talk to you, I have a therapist. I have a mental health team that surrounds me. I can't do my life alone with everything that I have experienced in my past. I have a team. I've had this team for many years, and my team changes. I add people, and I get new people. And then some people they shift, they take other jobs, and so my team changes as far as who's on my team. But I couldn't do without them. Also, another thing is who supports you outside of your medical team. Do you have a medical team? Do you have a support system that can help you? If you don't, there are organizations that is what they are for. They are to connect you with other people that deal with the same thing that you deal with. Ever since 2020, there's a lot of virtual support systems out there. Sometimes you do have to do your due diligence of getting online, getting on the computer, and seeing what's out there. Therapists are really good at connecting you with resources. Sometimes that's well, not sometimes, but that is their job. If you go to therapy and you say, hey, I want a support group. I see you once a week, but I want something else. I want a little bit more. They can research and look for you and give you resources. Be open. People make a lot of connections virtually, and they may decide to meet up if the person is not close by, and they make friends. They may video call or do whatever they do, but they make friends that way. A lot of churches will do small groups, big churches, and now small churches also do small groups about various topics. So if you are not a member of a church, that may be a good way to meet other people who have similar experience and are on a different space on the journey to healing. So you have a lot of avenues out there. I would say I would start with therapy or it's an online support group. If you're, you do have those fears and you don't want to meet face to face, you want to be virtual, where you just kind of listen for a few sessions and just to get your feet wet into that. If you've never done a support group, if you struggle with addiction, one thing I don't have that issue other than the eating disorder that I do struggle with. So I understand it from that standpoint. But rehab may be something that you need to commit to get yourself clean and get yourself healthy so that you can begin your healing journey. This is the end of the video, guys. Trauma. I discuss having a team and all the things that come with trauma and a little bit and a lot of what comes with mental illness. So I have my team, I have my family, and I have acquaintances and close friends. But the biggest thing that you will need when you've had a life full of trauma is a relationship with God. More than anything, more than my team, a lot of my strength, a lot of my courage to keep going despite what I've gone through comes because my foundation is God. Doesn't make it easy. Doesn't make some of the things I go through comfortable, but it makes it easier to bear. I didn't know the word I wanted to put right there, but I will say easier to bear. Just a little bit easier. It's still a struggle, but it makes it a little bit easier because doctors leave, people change, and As I mentioned before, my team has changed. As people come and go, you can't always call them. They're not a lot of times they're not available on the weekends. They want you to call the ER or go to the ER or dial the crisis number. You can't talk to a live person, but God is the one who is available 24/7. God is available 24/7. Them late nights, them real early mornings, God is available 24/7. That's who you depend on when you can't get to that therapist, or if you can't afford that therapist, or if that support group is not meeting this week or for weeks. God is who you call on. He will get you through. He will get you through. That's the it for this video. Bye, guys. Oh, one more thing. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.